It's time for a board meeting. What's up, y'all? Blair here with my partner in crime, Brandon Highfill. He's brought us not one board today, but two boards. So let's check this shit out. Brandon.
What up?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm great.
Great, dude.
Yeah.
This is a sweet rig. I'm excited for you to run me through it.
I'm excited to run you through it.
Well, let's start off, man.
It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, my friend.
Okay, here we go. Let's start the marathon.
Okay, well, two boards, why, right? I use them separately, or I can use them in conjunction with one another, which is kind of the point. I'm mainly in the studio these days, so I'm not hauling this shit around, so this is fine.
Sure.
We're gonna start with pitch stuff, so the drop will be our first one. So if I don't want to change guitars, and I want to go from this, something lower, there we go, easy.
It's a great pedal.
Yep, and
utility.
It's utilitarian, but also it adds some different sort of tonality, like nuance, than just dropping tuning on a guitar.
Sure.
And then we go into the whammy. Yeah, everyone knows that.
Yep.
Classic.
Super fun. Yep.
From there, we go into more sensitive stuff. So the Tiwa.
Yep.
Little bark.
Yeah. I love the old Boss stuff.
Yep.
That's a cool envelope filter there.
Yeah, the kind of, as you know, I'm a big Love Tone Meatball fan, and that thing's big.
Yeah.
So this is the smaller.
Yeah.
It's doing the main job.
Totally. You got a lot of stuff on these boards, which is great. I love seeing the Tetris is A+ on your Tetris game here.
Thank you. I mean, we've built 750,000 pedal boards, so I think I've had a little bit of practice.
It's true.
After Tiwa, we get into the Tremulator, which is my favorite, just straight up trem pedal of all time.
Yep.
Just
two knobs,
does the damn thing.
Straight to the point.
Yep.
Love it.
Depth and speed.
Yep.
I actually like using these a lot together. For like a... You get the point?
Oh, yeah.
And then we go into Bliss Factory, which is the Chase Bliss ZVEX collab.
Yep.
Fuzz Factory. Fun tricks to be had with that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then we got the Moog Ring Mod after that. I use this for two jobs. The first is kind of honestly what we use the Tremulator for, but it's got a different
favorite tremolo.
You could say. But then you can, obviously control.
What happens to a ring mod when you speed it up or slow it down?
Well,
oh wait,
we can go. It depends.
Yeah.
But when you go into the high mode on the right side of the modulator, that's when you get your really fun. Rubber band stuff.
Yeah. Jeff Parker, get your tortoise on.
Absolutely. But for the most part, if I'm not doing a noise song, leave it around there. After that, we go into classic DD3. Now, if I'm using this pedal board as a standalone rig, let's say if it's guitar left and that's guitar right or something, I can use this delay as a big, like, washy, ethereal thing.
Last thing in the chain kind of thing.
Exactly. But when I'm using this board, I already have that taken care of, so I will apply the DD3 for the classic little glitch trigger.
Love it.
Yep. So, that kind of stuff.
Sick.
And then last in the chain on this rig is one of my favorite overdrives of all time, the Barefoot Honeybee. Just warm, sort of tubey, tweed breakup. And I have that going into it, so it just like...
I remember when you got that pedal, like
long time ago.
10 years ago when we were carrying Barefoot when we first opened.
Love it. It's a great pedal. Still one of my faves.
Yeah. Nice.
Fun stuff.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So that alone, just this one board is mondo, dude. It's like a lot of cool sounds that you can get out of that.
Yeah. When you combine them all, I know we didn't do a lot of combo stuff, but yeah, you can get the job done with either one of these by themselves, for
Right
sure.
on.
But
So-
I'm spoiled and I'm in the studio and but it's not like an optionitis thing. I feel like I know what I want and it's there.
Well, a lot of stuff I recognize it's been on your board for years and years, which is like, most people that love pedals are constantly changing all the time. And I know you do as well, but there's a lot of staples on here that I've seen for a long time.
I'm one of those people
You know
who
what you
find
like.
yes, you
cool.
find yourself veering off and experimenting, which is great, but then you always miss home.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's the first? Where do you go into from that satellite board? What's first
Cool.
in the next one?
Moving on to board 2. First is the interfacer. Now this is kind of just like the junction box of the rig, and I run this stereo sometimes. But the great thing about the interfacer with the transformer in it is you could hold this button down and sum it down to dual mono. And right now we're using 1 amp, and I don't lose any of the imaging.
And the fun stuff.
So that's usually first. But I just going out of the first board right into there, into the non-buffered input.
Yep.
And then it runs through everything and comes back and goes out to the amp.
Cool.
But after that, it's going to be, I actually have a little cheat sheet. The aqueduct is going to be first. And as you know, that's like almost always on for me. And I just kind of keep it like sort of a mellow. Whoa, there's a guitar.
Oh yeah, that's.
I need strap locks.
I know a place where you can get some of those.
Oh, that's great to know.
Good, yeah, it's great. Especially like the low and slow kind of thing is like it just adds like a little bit of like movement. It's not super out of the way, which like that pedal is awesome because it can do so many things, and the envelope thing's awesome on it. But that just sounds like a killer vibrato.
Oh, I can't
on its own.
I mean, at least 50% of the time, it's going to be on.
That's sick. Sweet.
Yep. After that, sorry, I'm going to block the camera for a second. It's going to go into the fuzz, which is the Frantone Peach Fuzz cloned by Yesterday Effects. It's just called the Peach Fuzz. That is really a nice versatile fuzz because it has the range of it. You can use it kind of in a clean way and just barely break up. But then obviously if you crank everything, it's just, I think it gets a lot of jobs done.
It does, just depending on where the knobs are at, it can do
exactly.
Nice.
Just warm and yummy.
Bitey enough, and you got plenty of room on your knobs there to make it scream at you if you wanted to.
Totally.
Cool. I love the stuff that Isaiah's doing.
Oh yeah,
Isaiah's
killing
Effects.
it. Yeah.
Good shit.
A lot
Good
of
shit right
fun things to come from yesterday. Tomorrow. Sorry, I had to. After that, we go into the KTR. Everyone knows that. A little clonny clon.
Give it the little kiss.
Yep. And then we go to Memory Man.
I've never heard of that pedal.
Oh yeah, it was made by Electro Harmonics and still is. But yeah, it's I like.
It's really big though. I don't know if they're going to sell many of them.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, it's a big pedal.
Everyone wants small these days. But I kind of keep it set like that. I can wash it out and make it crazy. But I am a big fan of Rat after Memory Man, so I'll just leave that on for a minute and then. I like the way the Rat distorts the trails, and it's super fun.
That's a cool Rat. It's an old Rat.
This is the old what do they call it? White dot?
The white face.
White face.
Yeah, the old,
not white dot.
Black face. Or I don't know what's appropriate these days, but it's 87, 88 probably one of those. Yeah, love those pedals.
Got this. I got a lot of this from our shop, obviously, over the years.
What?
Can you believe it? That one came in used, and we plug in all the Rats that come through the door, and that one said, "Brandon, take me home." I fell in love with it. rat.
sick.
That's
Sounds
a rat.
like a rat.
Yep. After that, I believe we go into. I'm going to check my cheat sheet because I can't remember the order of my pedals sometimes. Rat mistress. Wow, did not guess that.
Oh.
So this is actually a company called Past Effects, kind of like yesterday. Effects. This is their elastic mattress.
That's
very humorous name.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it is the components are so close to the real thing, if not the same. I actually have it running at 18 volts as well.
Yeah.
So
it sounds really good. I know that
yeah.
Past Effects does a lot of rad retro shit as well.
They seem very particular and exacting in their builds. So.
That's one of my favorite pedals of all time. The Electric Mistress is one of my favorite pedals, and that is does a damn good job of nailing those sounds.
Yeah, and I like it for all the things that you would use it for, the watery slow and low, and then obviously I have it set to jet right now. But yeah, I love that thing. And then after that, I got the G7, you know, to basically transform any pedal I want. And I'll dip all the switches down, all the faders down except for maybe 400, 800 to get the radio thing. But you know,
the GE7 is the unsung hero.
I think
in the pedal world.
I will never not have one.
Yeah, it's a good pedal to have on the board. Almost as nice as a tuner, you know, if you know what you're doing.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for me buying the GE7, we may never have this store.
Oh, that's the one.
That's
the one from Guitar Center Drive for forever ago.
Yep.
That's
a story for another day.
Another day.
Yeah,
Not now.
The G7 might be responsible for EMS. We'll see. So we got the let's go Peach Fuzz.
That little
just transforms
little
it.
mid spike in there.
Yeah, definitely. And when I do a lot of looping on the DL4, and whenever I want to do the second guitar part as a layer, I'll kick on the G7 and switch pickups so that it just sits in the mix and it's not all mushy and muddy and weird. And then we go Hot Cake.
Oh, I love hotcakes.
Me too. Yep.
Yeah,
it
sounds
does it.
awesome.
It does it.
Great. The Hot Cake is one of those pedals that loves a good GE7 too, because it'll just make it sound completely separate.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet.
After that, we go into H9 and.
Does everything.
Yep.
What do you like to do with it though specifically? Because we know that it's like super powerful and does all kinds of great shit.
Of course. I mean, I'm a huge eventide nut, as you are.
I think when I met you, you had all of the big eventide boxes before they made the H9.
Yeah, all the Factor series.
You had like a satellite board for your your eventides.
It was dumb. I mean, the rig was ginormous, and then when they came out with the H9, I was so happy because they were all in one box.
Yeah.
And then the H90 and all that.
Sure. Yeah.
I have rack units at the studio. I just love the eventide
what
stuff.
What do you do with this guy on your board?
If I'm not doing the big reverbs or the delays or any of that, I made my own little patch here for when I'm doing like freak out stuff. Let me turn that Hot Cake back on. It's just this weird, dumb thing that is like a runaway delay, and as the repeats are repeating, I've got the expression pedal set to turn all the internal knobs and like pitch shift and everything at the same time, so I can just hold a note. And and it's super fun to stack on top of stuff.
Sure, that's why that pedal's awesome. Also, because you can, with the expression pedal, you get on the app and you can adjust all of the parameters with the expression pedal.
Absolutely.
Make them go up, make them go down, set different highs and lows, like cutoffs. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm sure that sounds freaking sweet too. It's one of those like,
fun.
what the hell was that sound? So you can get
Exactly.
a lot of those out of the HMI.
Yeah, I'm all about layering,
Yeah,
and
that's rad.
that is a fun little trick, and adding that Bliss Factory in with it too. So you can.
That's cool.
You can kill a couple hours real quick.
Oh yeah.
And finally, we end up in DL4 land.
Sure.
That's great for all the delays. I mean, everyone knows of DL4.
You got the classic mods on there, looks like.
Yeah. AWOL modded that for me back in the day.
Nice.
So this toggles it straight to looper.
Yep.
And then this is your secondary preset switch. And right now I just have it in loop mode, I think. So everyone knows that. And then we get into the delays. You got your classic.
Little Maserati vibes.
For sure.
Yeah.
What up, Cole?
What's up, dog?
And then a little tape echo repeats.
Sounds awesome.
Sounds like a DL4.
Yeah.
And another fun little trick of mine is to actually combine that patch I showed you with a reverse delay that I use in a lot of my music. Yeah, it's just fun. You can change the timing of it, so.
Yeah. That's freaking sick.
It's fun. I didn't really execute it like I wanted to, but it's there. And
dude.
That reverse delay is just always so fun. I almost forgot how much I liked reverse delay for a while, and then I was working on a song, and I was like, I need this part to I need a bridge to tie these things together, and turned out reverse was the answer.
That's sometimes is the answer.
It is. Think backwards.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got that, and it goes to the looper, and then everything returns to the interfacer in stereo. Yep. So if I'm using 2 amps, I can just go out of here, and I'm great. But today we're using 1, so I hold this thing down, and it sums everything up for me.
Dude, that is freaking sick.
But
both of these boards are rad on their own, and then together they're just like a monster powerhouse. I expected nothing less of this board meeting, Mr. Highfill.
Thank you.
You guys can check out my guy, Brandon Highfill here. He does lots of rad things in Nashville here in the studio, as well as has a project called Glisster. We'll drop the links down in the bio, and we will see you at the next board meeting. Don't be late. Zan fucking ruined it. Just kidding. I didn't know. It's okay.